What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing really well today. We are going to have a look at the mighty Axiom plugin from Blue Cat Audio, which combines amp modeling, effects processing, IR loading, VST wrapping, and a host of other features. Let's go. Axiom essentially rolls together a bunch of different Blue Cat plugins. I've been using Blue Cat's Patchwork plugin, which is their VST wrapper for Pro Tools, for quite a while now, and I absolutely love that thing. And we've got the ability in any of these effects blocks to either select between the built-in effects or to use the VST or AU loading ability. So that's pretty awesome. There's a built-in tuner, there's input and output meters, as well as a master spread control and a whole pre and post effects chain, which are Stompbox style. Furthermore, there's Blue Cat's Destructor plugin built in. As you can see here, I've got the Brit 800 preset dialed up at the moment, which sounds like this on the bridge pickup of my PRS Custom 24. And then there's a whole selection of various drives, reverbs, compressors, like bit crushers, filters, and pretty much anything you can imagine, which is pretty awesome. I really like that there is Blue Cat's Late REPLIES plugin built into this. That's an amazing delay plugin that I need to get around to doing a demo of. There's built-in reverbs. All of these effects as well have a ton of factory presets, which make it pretty easy to get going. So one thing I really like is to take Destructor, and the way Destructor basically works is you've basically got like a preamp, a sort of power amp section, and a cab section here, is to disable the built-in cab. So I'll turn that off, but then with the post effects, I will select the built-in IR loader. So there's this EQ and IR loader. I can load up one of my own IRs, which is super simple. I'll do that right now. I don't know if you can see this on the screen, but this is an IR I made of my Marshall cab with V30s. And as you can see, it's got the spectrum here. And then what's really nice is because the EQ is built in, I can go through anywhere I like. For example, here, there's a kind of spiky bit just below 5K, and I can change the bandwidth on this one and drag that down a little bit just to kind of like crush that really bright peaky point. This is what it sounds like with my cab. So I would go through and tweak the EQ from there. I can add reverb, delay, plugins, pretty much anything that I like at the end of this. So that is the layout. Rather than spend a whole bunch of time on the layout, what I'm going to do is just demo a few basic amp and effect sounds for you guys. So let's do that right now. I should also mention I'm going to use the same cab for all of these so that you can get a taste for how the amp modeling and the effects sound with the cab section more or less fixed. I think this is a little bit more fair than changing up the cab every time, and this is pretty much the cab IR that I use with any modeler or plugin, so it kind of keeps things consistent across demos too. So there's just a couple of really basic guitar amp sounds as well as a bunch of different effects stuck on there. I was also using Blue Cat's re-guitar feature in there, which is included in Axiom, which lets you basically change the sound of pickups. It models different guitars and different pickups, which is pretty awesome. And there was also some sounds from the Late Replies plugin. I think Late Replies on its own is one of my favorite time-based effect plugins. It's so unique, so deep, so creative and inspiring, and the fact that it comes bundled with, you know, the amp modeling capabilities of Destructor, the IR loading, that IR loader with a parametric EQ built in is super cool. The VST wrapper and stuff like re-guitar really puts this plugin in a class of its own. I couldn't really think of anything else to compare it to just for the sonic capabilities. Either like really accurate modeling where it's like the Fractal audio stuff where it's basically indistinguishable from the real amps. You know, the knobs behave like the real amps. It's that fine level of detail that I love. Or I like stuff which totally kicks me out of my comfort zone and makes me use my ears. And I think Destructor and Axiom really fall into that latter category. So you can go and check this out for yourself. I would highly encourage you to go and play around with Axiom by Blue Cat, just because it's a fresh take on amp modeling. You know, there's so many plugins out there which essentially do the same thing, and I'm a big fan of the approach of Axiom, where it's kind of got this built-in modular approach. There's nothing else quite like it. All the presets sound really good, and you've got like infinite possibilities to go in there and tweak out and create some sounds that you've never heard before. As you know, if you're a fan of the channel, you know I'm all about recreating classic sounds as well as creating sounds that you've never heard before. So that is a really brief look at Axiom. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.